All right. I'm in the house, y'all. Black Power. It's the general. Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. I'm in the house, baby. It's my birthday. That's right. I'm back again. Greater than ever. Greater than ever. Niggas done prayed and prayed on my downfall. But nigga, I'm still standing. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm like the pyramids. Nigga, solid as ever. Solid as ever. How long, family? How long? How long, goddamn it, growing? Every fucking, you understand what I'm saying? I'm about to show out this so-called new year, which ain't no new year at all. Nigga, I'm starting mine at the beginning of summer. You see, that's gonna be my new year. That's right. Black Power, we in the house, showing out, guaranteeing y'all in for an extraordinary learning experience every time. I ain't playing no game. I'm gonna show y'all, nigga. I ain't gonna keep saying. I'm gonna show you. Nigga, I got a list. I'm making a list of all the different videos I'm gonna be doing in the next 45 days. You see what I'm saying? I'm just getting lists, of different lectures and shit that I'm gonna touch on in the next 45 days. And if I can, man, y'all gonna be like, God damn, this nigga ain't human. This nigga is the reincarnation of Imhotep, Tahuti, and everybody else. All the great ones and shit combined into one. You see what I'm saying? And so, I gotta, I ain't gonna give you no hints. I'm gonna surprise you, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna be touching on a whole lot of subjects that's, very, very interesting. They're gonna bring nothing but a supreme knowledge and wisdom to the African mind. Let me get my monitor up. Let me get my monitor up. Yeah, I'm in the house today, baby. Been working out on you, on my family for the last week or so, and gonna continue forward. I ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna stop. I'm going back to the old set. You know what I'm saying? Straight information. You know, I'm gonna be dissing now. Don't get me twisted. I'm cutting into motherfuckers. Don't get it twisted. I'm cutting into motherfuckers. I'm cutting into motherfuckers today. You know what I'm saying? I'm cutting into motherfuckers today. I'm gonna get started in a minute. Gotta get my mind. Everybody know I gotta get warmed up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shoot around a little bit. Then when I'm on fire, then I'm gonna go in on the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to doing, hundreds of videos this year. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with global wisdom, history, you know what I'm saying? African occult, African mysticism, geography, geology, astronomy, politics. You understand what I'm saying? We getting feedback from all over the world. And I want motherfuckers to know that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. Everybody should know that. You know what I'm saying? We teaching the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the motherland. Getting mad feedback from them. So a lot of motherfuckers, y'all must think I'm little like you. I'm not little like you. See what I'm saying? When I talk about Africa, see, I've been getting feedback from the motherland for so long, nigga. I don't need to discuss nothing with a little nigga like you. I don't even have to discuss nothing with a little ass nigga like you. The feedback is coming to let me know that the energy is being felt all over the world. Shit, nigga, I was getting feedback from Europe, Australia, nigga. I've been getting feedback from all over the goddamn world. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, this shit was over like 8 years ago. This might have been 10. You know what I'm saying? I had put that knock from Naga to nigga. And I had did that shit like 10 years ago. And, you know, I just went to Google myself to see, you know, if it was any feedback on it. Motherfuckers in India, listen to me, in India had took the whole lecture, the whole fucking web page with some, you know, some Indian script. I couldn't read that shit, but they had implanted my damn video inside their website. Okay, and that shit was in India. You understand me? So I'm just letting you know. You understand the energy is being felt all around the globe because I'm hitting motherfuckers where they need to be hit. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of you motherfuckers complaining about bullshit because you know you're on the loser end of this information. I play to win. I'm a battle scholar and I play to win. I don't just put it, I got to be dynamic with my shit. Okay, I don't just put no shit up there. I got to be dynamic. If that shit ain't dynamic, I don't even fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? If it, you know, because when I go to war, I got to have all my motherfucking ducks in the row. I'm knocking them bitches down. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even go to war unless I know I got that heat. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, nigga, if I get to rolling and I get on, you know what I'm saying? That's just like anything. That's just like a boxer. If that motherfucker lay off for some, you know, for a long time, his ass be stale a little bit. I don't give a fuck how good he is. You know what I'm saying? But if he in there boxing and shit, and he, you know, he keeping it, you know, he keeping a fight every, you know, 4-5 months and 6 months, and you know what I'm saying, keeping himself tuned up. It's hard to beat a high caliber boxer like that, or any motherfucker. If he bouncing that ball every motherfucking day, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about one of them extra extraordinary motherfuckers, hard to beat him. You're going to have to catch that motherfucker when they're damn near 60 years old, and the motherfucker still might take it to your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, I give fair warning. I hear a lot of motherfuckers out there, they call they little teacher out. You can call any motherfucker you want out there. I don't fear no man, no woman, no nothing in the field of intellectual discourse. At all. At all. I fear nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I could get you. You understand what it ain't how I'm gonna get you, it's how bad I'm gonna get you. It's how not am I gonna do you, it's how bad I'm gonna do you. It ain't the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do you, it's how bad I'm gonna do you. You see what I'm saying? Many motherfuckers is, you know, and their ass is gone. You don't even hear about their ass. Motherfuckers be telling me who won the debate. Bitch, do you see the other nigga? Don't that prove something to you? Do you see the other motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Where they at now? You know what I'm saying? Every motherfucker I debated, them motherfuckers out the game. They somewhere, you know, they out the game. They can't perform on this level in this arena. They out the game. They out the motherfucking game. Them is facts. You know what I'm saying? Because I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a true priest to African studies. That's when, you know, a priest means that's all you do. I don't punch in and punch out for the peckerwood. Don't do that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I go hard body for my people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you call your champ, bitch, I'm coming down. You know, y'all can root and holler like, ah, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all know y'all bringing the motherfucking beast down the lane. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think. That's how what drive me. You know what I'm saying? My people with the red, black, and green, when they see me coming down the lane, they be savage like, ah, because they know they got a beast coming down the lane. You know what I'm saying? So I always, you know, take this, you know, this is my life. I knew over damn fucking 30 years ago, this was my life. It ain't changed since. You know what I'm saying? I've been studying, and motherfuckers think I just started. Nigga, let's be serious. I'm going to show y'all much later on down when I get ready to touch on that. And I'm going to show y'all that. Nigga, I've been studying, nigga, since the 80s. B100, nigga, I've been deep studies. You know what I'm saying? Not no itty bitty studies. I've been studying longer than some of you motherfuckers been on the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's just B100. I done been studying deep studies. You know, and you can tell when a motherfucker doing deep, he can go off the top. Now, when I come with the, when I come with the extra, when I come with them visuals, that just, that's decapitation. But I can just come off the top. I don't need nothing. Just get the spitting and shit, knocking motherfuckers down. You know what I'm saying? But you got to come with the visual proof, you know what I'm saying, and references. Okay? Always honoring the master teachers. I'm gonna get fired up in just a second. Matter of fact, let me plug this goddamn computer up. This motherfucker on damn near dead. I be talking shit and this motherfucker go right out on my ass. Hold on, family. Hold up. You don't want this motherfucker to cut off on us? Hell no. All right, it's in there. Okay. Today, hold on, family. Hold on just a second. And people say, Sonny, why you got, cause you know why I started like that? Cause I know it's some bitch ass niggas on my, and so I had to go and get him a shout out real quick. I know you're checking me, nigga. I know you're checking me. Like you should be. I know you're checking me, nigga. Like you should be. If you got any goddamn sense. You know, black people don't learn the same way as other people. You know what I'm saying? That's why them kids and shit be in and out on you niggas. Now today, topic, Nimrod, Babylon, and the African origins of Mesopotamia. Now, we had to touch on this. Very serious information. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see, as we discussed earlier, last week, discussing how large Africa is becoming. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be to the point that a lot of the population of Africa is going to be a lot, but it's going up to 4 billion people. And at that point, man, that is going to start spilling out of Africa. Going to start spilling out of Africa. You understand what I'm saying? And when I showed you the color variation chart showing you how it's going from dark to brown and brown to a lighter brown and shit, that chart gonna change. Africa just gonna become black all dark. It's gonna damn near be all dark at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? So nature is correcting itself today and in the future. So you see all them Arabs and shit that's in Africa, they ass is gonna be bred out just like the white man gonna be bred out. You understand what I'm saying? And it's gonna show you how it was in the beginning. Like they say, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. You see, as it is in the end, so shall it be in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? That's the balance of the universe. And so it's going back to that. And it's going to spill into Asia. You understand what I'm saying? And you're going to see that it's going to take back over the southern area. You know, all them Indians and all them damn Chinese, them motherfuckers getting old. They getting old. They ain't progressive enough. They think they progress. They ain't progressive enough. You understand what the deal with, you know what I'm saying, African people. The only reason why they caught and got, you see a 1.5 billion at Chinese and a billion. The only way they caught the fuck up is because they was exterminating so many Africans. That's the only reason why. But if Africa continued to be prosperous as it was from the very beginning and didn't have the interruption of conquest that it did, they wouldn't even have the numbers that they have today. So that shit is going back to the original peoples, which is the African. Now, the reason why I deal with Nimrod, Babylon, these is key terms that a lot of people, seem to understand in dealing with the Bible. They just don't know the true origin of it. And I'm not giving no credit no credit to the Bible. The only thing I'm saying is that there is some truth that's veiled in the Bible that they don't want to reveal unto you, because they gave it at a period of time where you wasn't intellectually astute as you is today. Now you got great teachers that'll pull that veil back and show you exactly. It's the same thing that they did with, like, how you see how the Catholics did with all them pagan holidays. They created a saint and then they Christianized the holiday, which was a pagan holiday before Christianity came on the scene. So what they did, they created a saint and Christianized the holiday. And everybody think that the holiday started with the saint. And so that's the same thing they did with them characters in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? They created the Nimrods and the Hams and the Shems and all of that. Those are created creatures. You understand? To try to control the narrative. Okay? To control the narrative of Africa and of what they call the Middle East, which I don't know, middle of what East? God damn it, middle of what East? I don't know what, the middle of what East? God damn it, you keep going east far enough, you're west. And if you go west far enough, you're east. So the middle of what goddamn East? See, this is a political term that was created by the British. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when you got longitude and the prime meridian starting goddamn Britain, that's because they didn't conquer the mind, just like the Gregorian calendar. They didn't conquer chronology. They didn't conquer points of origin. So when you talk about the Middle East, in respects of how they colonized the world, you understand what I'm saying? But for an African who has a total different origin, goddamn it, what's south and east, what's north and west to us is something that's totally different. So we cannot identify with that. That's Africa. That's Northeast Africa, and we're going to prove that. And it was originally populated by Cushite Africans. And see, the Bible in its veil, it told that. But see, they had to come up with a way to trick us up out of our birthright. You know what I'm saying? They had to steal our birthright by creating a fictitious deity that would, give permission to a fucking a band of goddamn vagabonds to commit genocide on us and take what is ours. But today we're going to take it back. Now, I know it's a lot of people that, they call themselves Israelite. I'm sorry to hear that. Israel is Africa, okay? And it wasn't no Israel in the ancient world. That's a modern goddamn term. Ain't no Israel. Ain't no Phoenicia. Ain't no none of that. That's Egypt, okay? But see, they, like I said, just like the Christians create these mythological characters to steal from us our birthright. You understand? I'm going to take it back for you today. So as we say, when we talk about Africa rising, that includes that. That's ours. Okay? We can't leave nothing off. You understand what I'm saying? When we get ready to start taking our shit back, we taking it all back. We ain't leaving nothing that belonged to us in the hands of thieves, master thieves, and genocidal maniacs all over the damn world. A lot of us want to claim even the Hindu shit and not even understanding that the Indians is committing genocide on our Cushite African brothers and sisters over there right now. You see what I'm saying? But we so quick to identify with them. We do chakras and we do all this shit. We chant, motherfucker, what you umming for? You know what I'm saying? You umming because, nigga, you don't know that this man is your goddamn enemy. You don't know that. You don't understand that motherfucker is not your friend. Y'all niggas use all the terminologies. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas stretching for no goddamn reason. You understand what I'm saying? This is what's happening today. We so quick because Africa has been destroyed in our minds. So when we think of Africa, we thinking about Tarzan and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas running through Africa with goddamn thongs on and shit and a bone in his damn nose. You understand? Because they have controlled the narrative. We have been enslaved and kept from our original teachings that our ancestors have written long ago, even in the stone, even in the temples, even in the pyramid. That's our history. You understand what I'm saying? And so today we cannot be complacent. We can't just go to the museum and see our ancestors' artifacts sitting up in this man's museum and be happy. You understand? We can't be happy just going back on the damn trip. You understand? And be complacent with going back to the homeland, knowing it's still under siege, it's still enslaved, it's still in captivity today. So when we talk about freeing Africa, we free our mind first. That's right. That's right. The first enemy you kill is the enemy that's controlling your mind. That one that's sitting right in the middle of your brain, that's controlling, that's your operating system. We talked about that. The operating system of a computer. You understand what I'm saying? For many of us, it's not black power. For most of us, it's not black power. Damn near for all of us, it's not black power. It's white power. Is your operating system. We got a black power program, but the program is reconfigured to the white power operating system. When you turn on your computer, if it's a Mac, as soon as the computer come on, the operating system will come on. It'll let you know if it's Windows or if it's, that's for a PC. If you got Mac, it could be leopard. It could be, snow leopard. It could be tiger. It could be lion. It's a lot of different operate, but it'll come on and it'll let you know exactly what, and then it'll go to the programs. And all them programs on that computer been configured to work on that operating system. If they not configured to work, it won't work. And if you try to download a program onto that computer and it hasn't been configured to work on that, it'll let you know, can't download, won't work. It'll let you know that. And so today, the operating system for black people is white power. And for us out here that got our books, got our aunts, got our shirts and all that, that's courageous. I love you. You're doing the right thing. But we have to continue to move forward and make black power not a program that's configured to operate on white supremacy, but we got to make black power the operating system. Okay? The operating system. And that comes with total control. You understand? That comes with gas. Global African supremacy. How do you bring about gas? TAC, T-A-C. Total African control. Total African control of what? Politics, land, education, spirituality. You understand? Economic common sense to keep that money. I don't give a damn about a dollar. To keep that wealth within the community or your own community. God damn it, for eternity. It should be a sin. It should be against African constitution for African people to ever end up in the fucking predicament that they in today. We got too many fake ass leaders in Africa. I'm just warming up. Too many fake ass leaders in Africa right now today. They're selling Africa out. Okay, selling Africa out. You got too many fake ass leaders in this community right over here in North America, down in the Caribbean, down in South America, that's selling the masses out. Them motherfuckers ain't nothing but puppets of these goddamn white people. And so African people gonna have to seize power. They're gonna have to clean the political slate. They're gonna have to move all these Uncle Tom ass niggas out of power. They're gonna have to do that and put in African leaders that love and understand the plight of African people and is ready to go to work, roll up them goddamn sleeves and go to work. Because as Africa grow and grow and grow and grow, you hear me? You understand what I'm saying? Then it's going to become evident, that we need a lot of skilled laborers that's ready to get into Africa. And that shows you the future. You know what I'm saying? When you think of 4 billion people by 2100, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of jobs that's ready, for African people and businesses. Man, do you understand that? Somebody, man, it's going to be a lot of rich Africans in 2100 if we get our ass in there and take care of 2,100 if we take care of our goddamn business right now today. It's going to be a lot of rich African families all over this globe. Gas, baby. Don't let them go in there. They see the goddamn. And so you got to watch them because, you know, they see them numbers coming, going up and up and up. They ready to go in there and do anything. Biological and chemical warfare on our people. They knew them numbers when they tried to put AIDS in the damn, you understand, into the population. Ebola and all this fake shit. Talking about Africans was eating monkeys and shit. This, that, and you can see a goddamn white man eating a monkey on the goddamn YouTube right now today. You understand what I'm saying? And if a nigga did eat a monkey, he learned how to eat that motherfucker from a white man. Okay, we ain't never ate no motherfucking man gonna eat monkey. And he got all these goddamn fruit and fish and all this other shit in Africa, and he gonna eat a goddamn monkey. That's, you know what I'm saying? So we got to wake up today. We got to wake up today and see the future and what's, you know, lying ahead for us, our great grandchildren and grandchildren, you know, who gonna benefit from that. We got to see that it's gonna be a lot of skilled laborers, a lot of jobs in Africa in the near future, and somebody got to fill them jobs. You know what I'm saying? We talking about having close. Wait, listen to this. By the time 2,100 come along, you talking about it's gonna be damn near 400 million. You know, 500 million of children, African children from 10 down. You understand? I was looking at, you know, just the age bracket, and we could go over that another day. But you talking about 500 million children under the age of 10. So, I mean, we talking about, we got more babies than most people got on their whole goddamn, you know, whole continents damn near. You know what I'm saying? North America about 500 million. You know what I'm saying? If that. So you got to take it in consideration that Africa gonna have more children under the age of 10 than the whole goddamn continent of North America. That's a lot of jobs specializing with the children, whether it's teachers, whether it's doctors, you understand what I'm saying? And so on, and so just dealing with the babies. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so we got to look at that. You know, and then you got, you know, 4 billion people, you got to feed them people. That's agriculture gonna be booming. And then you got to expand the infrastructure. You know, them cities, you got to build more cities. You got to start now. You got to see that ahead of time. You understand what I'm saying? Roads and shit, just, you know, building roads all through Africa, you know, connecting Africa. Because the only way, you know, you're going to survive with that kind of, and really make Africa the empire that it need to be, you're going to have a hell of an infrastructure, roads, railroad tracks, you know what I'm saying, to get, you know, resources from one end of Africa to the other. You have to open Africa up, even though we got, you know, but the interior, we're going to need roads, you're going to need train tracks, you're going to need, you know, you're going to need lighting, you're going to need electricity. You know what I'm saying? We don't need, you know, and that's where Africa, I think the solar, you know, power, and that's what we always used into the ancient world. I'm going to be touching on that too. You know what I'm saying? Solar power. You understand? Africa got so much damn sun, you know, so right there, we should be dealing with solar power right there. You know what I'm saying? To get Africa up and running all over the continent. You know what I'm saying? Housing. And then it's specific kind of houses where, you know, it's cheap, but they so durable and they beautiful houses. And so they got cheap ways of making houses all over Africa. But we got to have Africans investing in Africa to pull that off. And if you start now today and see the future, and Africa's, you know, see, I know they see it, but to, you know, for us to have what little wealth that we think we have, if we wanted to invest right now into Africa, I guarantee you, and you know, and it's about to be 2020, and they talking about by 2100, it's gonna be 4 billion people in Africa. So you talking about, man, you know, you working hard, your children Man, by the time your grandchildren come along, y'all are wet. And we're not talking about no hierarchy of people. We just talking about Africans that's working for African, you know, providing the necessary services for Africa. You understand? In the near future, to where you could get wealthy looking out for your people. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's where we should start. You know, if you getting wealthy looking out for your people, that's beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of motherfuckers getting wealthy destroying their damn people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just to get us started today, to show y'all what the future is going to look like. But you got to start today. You can't start tomorrow and shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got, whatever ideas you got, however you think you can go into Africa, and start here. Not just, you know, starting here into your own, but expanding. Because Africa is the center of the African world. You understand what I'm saying? And so we got to go back to the crib. You understand what I'm saying? I know peoples is all over the world. They've been, you know, they attached to that area where they, you know, they at right now today. But in the future, Africa again will become the center of the world. And so we might as well get started now in expanding and investing into Africa. And like I say, in 100 years from now, you're going to have a rich bloodline that's, you know, wealthy, not just rich, wealthy. Got land, got a prosperous African continent that can look out for its children all over the world. And when we got that type of blueprint laid out, it's no stopping this African race ever again. We will never, ever fall to our knees like we done in these last 1,000 years. Okay? So now let's work out on Nimrod, Babylon, and the African origins of Mesopotamia and Arabia. I had to get on them Arabs too. You see what I'm saying? I had to get on them damn Arabs too. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Let me share my page so I can get busy. We're going to get busy today, family. The niggas ain't on here too goddamn bad. We getting busy. I know it's Friday. And, you know, niggas is all out. But if you stayed in, you did yourself a favor. You did yourself a favor. See, that's who get them top scores. Is motherfuckers that study when everybody else is partying. See, that's who build the wealth up. Motherfuckers out there partying. But y'all, the family that's in, y'all doing a great thing today. Y'all doing a great thing today. Now, let me go back here. Let me take this out. Let me take this out of here. That don't even need to be in. I'll put that right there. Okay, let me come back in. Now, this is a timeline, and it's a very significant timeline. Okay? As you can see, you got some of the major. Wait a minute, let me shorten that a little bit more. Let me shorten that. That don't even count. That don't even count. Okay? You dealing with a timeline. And it's got some very significant individuals on there. As you can see to the right, you see Japheth, you see Ham, you see Shem, you see Cush. These are all biblical characters. As I told you before, they never existed. They just like the saints of Catholicism, where they created these individuals to control the historical narrative of Africa and the world. But within it, they still had to add some truth. They didn't want to, but at that point in time, you wasn't of intellectual prowess to decipher what they wish they wouldn't have never said what they said. Okay, that's why they, a lot of them have went off into the scientific world to even refute the Bible. But before the scientific world, they was right in the book. They was, the Bible was used as history. Bible was used as the basis of science. You see what I'm saying? Only when the Africans, the Moors, and you know what I'm saying, and showed them a little something that they came up out of their slump. Okay? So now if you look at these dates, and they, insignificant as they are. Okay, you got Japheth born at 2444 BC. Ham born 2440 BC. You got Shem born 2441 BC. Now these dates is arbitrary. You can go on another Christian dictionary and find whole another dates. You can go in some Jewish encyclopedias and find whole other dates. So, right around the same particular time, but just to show you that the dates is really insignificant. That's all. But to use the Bible as a blueprint for a lot of people that's in Christianity, into Islam, into the other books, into Judaism, and so on and so forth. This is a roadmap to help you get up out your madness, because that's what's wrong. You're in a madness right now. You don't know you in one. Okay? Then you got Nashi, at the bottom. Nashi, first king of Sumer, which is Mesopotamia, 2520 BC. Now, if you go to the top, okay, if you go to the top, you see the Great Pyramids of Egypt built around 2550 BCE. And that fucking date is arbitrary. The them pyramids is far older than that. Them pyramids can be anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 BC, okay? Or even older. You understand what I'm saying? I done told y'all many, many times before to never let another nigga count your pockets. Because if you let another nigga count your pockets, you gonna always come up short. So we cannot take no chronological information from white people. Plus, they was the last people to come on the goddamn scene anyway, so they wouldn't know no goddamn way how old these pyramids is. They shortened all of the African history so that it was fit inside of the storyline of the Bible. That's what they did. And that's what I mean by controlling the narrative. But many people out here teach that Mesopotamia is older than Africa, is older than Egypt, which is, I don't know if that motherfucker is insane, didn't take their medicine this goddamn morning, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But nobody in their logical mind who got the smallest amount of scientific know-how and research could be that goddamn stupid to believe something like that. If you look at Nashi, the first king of Sumer, which is Mesopotamia, okay? Now, that is the land of our people, but it's the outskirts of civilization, okay? That wasn't the heart of the Kushite civilization. That was a colony of Kush, okay? It was a colony of Kush that was overrun, you know what I'm saying, in latter periods, just like when Alexander came into Egypt, a lot of them savage, barbarian tribes came down into what then was another extension of Ethiopia, okay? Even all the way to India, that was an extension of Ethiopia long before the Indian came up out them goddamn mountains, because that's where they came from. So what am I saying here? Even with this date, the pyramids is older than the first king of Sumer, which is the earliest civilization of Mesopotamia. Okay, it's all. And so when you take in consideration that it took over 250,000 years to 500,000 years to develop the knowledge, to create the pyramid. You got to take that 500,000 and add it to the 2550 to give you the true goddamn date. Okay? You don't just put the date in. You looking at these megalithic structures, and you just put 2550 as if that's the amount of time it took to develop the knowledge. You got to also add the amount of years that it would take to develop the knowledge to even build a damn pyramid. And as I said, when you're dealing with super advanced complex structures, you're talking about 50, 60 other advanced sciences that had to come together to even create it. And you think you got to deal with the fact that all of them sciences developed separately and would have taken 50 to 100,000 years in itself to develop the sciences separately, just to bring them together at the time of the pyramid to be able to build that. Okay, and so they still trying to put their first king on the damn throne. And when you think of the 250,000 years to 500,000 years, it would have taken to develop the knowledge, to build a pyramid, to develop the independent sciences, 50, 60, 70 sciences. And here you talking about Ham, who's supposedly the father of Afrakan, born 2440 BC. How the fuck is that possible? And they already been developing for 5. So you see that Ham is a created creature that they created to control the narrative of Africa. Shem is a created creature that they created to control the narrative of today, what is called Iraq, Israel, Arabia. You understand what I'm saying? Cush, you know, which, you know, we use it in a dignified way. There's no way that Cush could have been born in 2342 BC when Cush is the mother of Egypt, and the pyramids is already standing at 2550 BCE. It's impossible for that Cush to be born in the Nubia or Ethiopia as we know it, to be born in 2342. That's impossible. Okay? So let me move over here. Okay, that's unnecessary. Now, you know what? Let me go here. I'm gonna come back to them. Let me go up here. Let me go down. I gotta go here. I don't know where to. I don't even think I moved them over. That's what I didn't do. That's what I didn't do. I didn't move them over. I should have moved them over, but I did. I'm gonna get my monitor up in a minute so I can see how my family out there doing. Because I'm about to wreck shop today. I'm gonna bring these right on over. Okay, cool. Let me get my monitor up. See how we doing out there. Love y'all out there. Now, a lot of people out there, they don't, you know, they grabbing the wisdom. I see them out there. That's beautiful. Keep grabbing it. But when you see, this is a map that I've been using, you know, for a very long time. You understand what I'm saying? And this map is given to us by the Nile Valley Africa. You understand? Even when you discuss Egypt and you talk about Lower Egypt, where's Lower Egypt at, family? Do y'all know? I'm gonna give you the answer. Give me, you know, if you don't know, throw it in. I'm gonna give you less than 30 seconds to put it in the chat. Do anybody know, based on this map right here, where Lower Egypt is? You understand? Based on history, if you go to a map right now and you will put Lower Egypt in Google, it'll take you to Lower Egypt. And if you know, or Upper Egypt. See, Upper Egypt is closest to the Sudan. Y'all went too damn long. It's at the top. Lower Egypt is at the bottom. Lower Egypt is by Cairo and Alexandria. That's Lower Egypt. Now, if you flip the map, you wouldn't be able to understand that. You're going to say, how the fuck is that Lower Egypt? You see what I'm saying? But when you study in the history of, even the, right here. Oh, it's right here. I got it right here. Even right here. You talking about the gnomes of Africa. You see what I'm saying? You see the gnomes of Africa? You see what number one is at? Where it started at? It started down in the south. Okay? It starts down in the south. And the first gnome, and a gnome is a district or a county. Okay? The first gnome is Tarseti. Okay? Now, I'm using that only in reference to, you know, as we understand Egypt today. You see what I'm saying? I know I get off on the metadata, you know, a lot, but this is only for your understanding. So the first gnome or district is Tarseti. And you can see they counting coming down the river, not up the river. The Nile River flows from south to north. Okay? And so you see number 3 is Nikan. Okay? Nikan is the district where Narmer, the first king of Egypt, came from. One of the first kings. You know, I don't know if he was pre-dynastic, one of the earlier kings or not. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of the earliest of the kings, Narmer. And he came from the 3rd district. Coming down to show you he came from the south. Then you see District 4. You know what I'm saying? The 4th Nomi is the district of Almond. Then you see 5. The 5th Nomi is the district of Assar. Okay? All the way down to 22. And then when you get to Memphis, see all of that from 1 to 22 is Ethiopia. That was really Ethiopia. Because when you look at it, what was the first capital of Egypt? Memphis. Talk to me. I got to talk to y'all today, family. I want y'all to write this shit down. The first capital of Egypt was Memphis, which is the first district of what later became Lower Egypt. But it couldn't be no damn Egypt until they founded Memphis. So from from 22 of upper, what is today known as Upper Egypt, because Egypt would eventually, you know, it would conquer this land and it would become a complete district of Egypt. But before Narmer went down to what today is called Lower Egypt and established Memphis, or was it Mena? I think it was Mena. They don't know if Narmer was Mena. I have to do some more research. They might have been 2 of the earliest kings. You know what I'm saying? But it was Mena who established Memphis. But if there is no Memphis, there is no Egypt, because Memphis is the first capital of Egypt. Okay, so Egypt was technically what today is Lower Egypt. 1, 2, you know, down in the Delta region. Okay, that's Egypt. And everything, you know, going in what is in Lower Egypt was Ethiopia. That's Ethiopia, to show you that. But they're counting from the south down to the north. You understand? When the count is starting in the south. So that's why when we say that this is the proper way of looking at the map, it is based on the African worldview. Okay, based on the African worldview. Our people is coming down the river. And this is how the nomes or districts of ancient Egypt and Ethiopia was counted. Now, this is going to get deep, because even when you look at all the earliest cultures in the world, they originate in the South. And I'm going to talk to y'all today. You can see the Africans are sailing down the river, sailing down the ocean, sailing down into the areas that you know of as Mesopotamia, what you know of as the Indus River, the Indus civilization in India. All of them take place in the south of their respective nations, to show you that even when you go into Europe, if you can see down in the Mediterranean, you see the island of Crete right there. As it's coming down the Nile, the last place for it to go is into Egypt. And then as it leaves Egypt, it goes into the islands first. You see what I'm saying? It goes into the island first. And that's why Crete is the oldest. The Minoan civilization is older than the mainland Greece civilization, because the civilization is coming down the Nile. When you go into so-called Mesopotamia, which is in Iraq, if y'all can look over there next to Arabia, you see the Persian Gulf. And then right up under Saudi Arabia, you see Iraq. Can I move? I can't move my pointer on here. Okay? But you can see Saudi Arabia right there in yellow. And you look right up under Saudi Arabia is Iraq. Okay? And that civilization started right there on the Persian Gulf, where the Africans first landed. It's right there. Sumer is right there, right where Kuwait is. If you look at Iraq, right under Saudi Arabia, you'll see a little small tip where it say Kuwait. Kuwait and that Gulf region right there, that's where Sumer started. And then if you go to the Indus Valley civilization, you go right over there to India. It was also part of Pakistan. Pakistan was a part of the Hindu Kush, okay, until the British separated. But that river is actually in Pakistan today. But it still would have been, a part of one region at that time. So if you see that river, you see Karachi. If you look at India and you look to the right of India, you see Pakistan. And if you look right there on what is called today the Arabian Sea, you see that black dot where it say Karachi. Okay, that's where the Indus Valley civilization started, right there. So you can see the Africans are sailing in. Okay, there is no northern civilization that predates these southern civilizations. They all take place in the south. Okay, we lining it up today. Let me keep it moving. So you see, even as you move through this color coded map to show you the variation of the skin tone, as you can see, where it's at today is because of the influx, even though it's still dark. You see what I'm saying? All of them civilizations start, and now they trying to lighten it up there. See how they trying to put that tan on that the area of Mesopotamia and all. See, they lying right there. You know what I'm saying? This is a color variation today, not the ancient world. Because Arabia, Egypt, North Africa, all them been conquered. So it's been some influx up in there. Those are not the original. At the beginning of time, the whole all the way from the top of Africa, all the way across to China, on down to Australia would have been dark. Okay? It would have been dark. Much darker than what it is today. And so we're going to be dealing with, so when we look at the map today, you see what I'm saying? And we see that civilization started at the beginning of the Nile River. And we talking about that Egypt is the last civilization on the Nile River, and that Ethiopia and Sudan And you got, see, the thing that y'all got to understand. Let me come out for a minute. Let me come out for a minute so I can work with y'all. I want to work with y'all today. I want to work with y'all today. You got to understand, you know, agriculture and geology of Africa. You see what I'm saying? And understand the Nile River, and that Egypt was solely dependent on that Nile River for its water and the silk, which is a fertilizer that come up out of them Ethiopian mountains. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, that show you that geologically, and then, you know, when that silk would come down, you know, when it flood every year, the Nile floods, and the majority, it coming out the mountains. Okay, that show you that Ethiopia, the interior of Africa, up the river, them is the highlands, them is the holy lands to the Egyptians. They call that the land of the gods. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the pyramids in Egypt, they were, as they saying, heaven on earth. You know, they was recreating the heavens of the south down north. You understand what I'm saying? So the mountains in Ethiopia and in the southern regions of Africa were the pyramids that were built in Egypt. Even when you look at the papyrus columns and you look at the lotus, this is the interior of Africa. You go up, you see the papyrus swamps, you see the lotus and all these, all large growing vegetation in the south, because Egypt is a desert. You know what I'm saying? So they were recreating the south in the north, but they had to do it in stone. You understand what I'm saying? They were recreating the south in stone. But we have to understand that, see, the agriculture, the water itself is what gave life to Egypt. So right there, it shows you geologically that Ethiopia is the mother of ancient Egypt. They could not exist. They got debates right now. You can go online, look it up. I'll get with that later. That'll be another topic that I deal with, where Ethiopia is talking about building dams right now. Egypt mad as fuck because they know that that's going to cut off the amount of water that's coming into Egypt. So from a geological standpoint, that's military. Hear me out. That's military right there. See, that's serious talk I'm talking. If they wanted to really shut Egypt down, all they had to do is dam that river. It's a wrap. Right there. Right there. That's going to cause a full-blown war. You understand what I'm saying? And that shows you that from a nationalistic standpoint, Egypt couldn't have never truly been at war like many of them people say with Egypt and, you know, with Sudan and Ethiopia. They overblowing, you know, skirmishes between some Nubians, some Egyptians, some, not whole. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no way you gonna war with them people and they got that much control over your livelihood, your living, you know, your ability to just live. Because if they cut that damn water off on your ass, it's a wrap. They'll kill your agriculture because you're not getting the silk to come down to Egypt. You're not getting the water to come down to Egypt. So that's showing you, you know, that Egypt is the daughter of Sudan and the granddaughter of Ethiopia. And when, you know, you got two, and I just want y'all to understand that. Look at that. Look at that. That one fact alone. How you gonna war with them like that? So they overblowing all that. Everybody got a skirmish. Shit, we war with each other right here on that don't mean we don't love one another. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we get down. We have a couple skirmishes, but there's no way that the ancient Egyptians could war with the Nubians, the Ethiopians on any major level with that kind of power in their grasp like that. And so, like I said, if you go right now today and look it up, you will see that, you know, Egypt trying to talk it out. They trying to talk it out with Ethiopia. Ethiopia say, we're going to make sure y'all get, you know, because they scared that if they dam that, because Ethiopia trying to put electricity all through the country. They trying to expand. And if they dam the river, that means less water going to be coming into Egypt. Egypt depends solely on the Nile for its water. Even the damn agriculture. You understand what I'm saying? So that shows you a very serious connection of how that river is one river. And each nation up under it, you got to go to the source. That's the power right there. That's the power right there. You got Lake Tana in Ethiopia. That's the beginning, and I'm going to get back to the map. That's the beginning of the Blue Nile. You got two Nile. You got other rivers, but you got two major branches of the Nile. You got the Blue Nile that starts in Ethiopia, Lake Tana. Then you got the White Nile, which starts in the criminally renamed, Lake Victoria. Now, if you go around, it touches on 5-6 different nations. So each nation got its own name for that. I'm going to get on that. But see, I try not to use a name that you don't recognize. I want you to go and look them names up. But if you teach and you can't go and say this name, that might be of African, because if you go to a goddamn map, ain't nobody going to know where the fuck it's at. And so the reason why I say criminally rename Lake Victoria, because anybody that goes to a map can automatically see that's the lake. So that's where the White Nile starts. And so, but the Blue Nile, which comes out of Ethiopia, is the more powerful. And that's where the silk come from, that goes down into into Egypt. So Egypt is the daughter of Ethiopia. That's just facts. Even Sudan is at homage to Ethiopia up until that point. You know what I'm saying? Now, both rivers meet in Sudan at Khartoum, which means elephant tusk. Okay? That's where it meet, at the capital of the Sudan. Khartoum is where they meet. And that's where it becomes Rum River after that point. But you're talking about and they not showing you the other branches of the Nile. They'll show you, like when I get into it, I'm going to show you. But the Nile is so extensive that it got tributaries that touch on the Congo River, which is the second largest. So you're talking about damn near 10,000 miles of riverway. That's ridiculous. Africa got more rivers than any other damn continent. Yeah, every other continent got its, a couple rivers. Africa got so many rivers. That's over 1,000 miles. That is ridiculous. We're talking about from north to south, east to west. Let's get on the maps. I had to show y'all that. Oh, I got to share it. Let me share it again. I'm going to keep it. I got to give you all this now because I'm going to be touching. So you see, if you look at the heart of, you know who was the founders of that civilization. You see that it's the Black Kushite African, okay? And controlled it all the way down. How the fuck is going to be an invader come in and conquer Egypt when all the African people have to do is dam the goddamn river and murder their ass? What the hell you think going to happen? You know what I'm saying? That's all they got to do. You understand what I'm saying? The only reason they ain't do it to the goddamn Ptolemy because too many of our damn people was down in damn Egypt. You understand? But they should have brought their ass up out of there. They should have brought their ass up out of there, and they should have collapsed Egypt at that time and goddamn it, damn that river so many places up there and took their ass back up into the south. That's exactly what they should have did. You understand? I don't know how that was. Was our people so weak at that time? They didn't have the power to do that? We don't know. But that should have been one of the first things. As a king of damn Nile Valley, I would have done that. I would have dammed that damn river up in so many places, and I would have made sure that they wouldn't have had shit to drink. They wouldn't have been able to grow a goddamn potato down there. You understand what I'm saying? Because it wouldn't have been no water, it wouldn't have been no fertilizer coming into the land. So when you talking about, we're talking about the tropical zone, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about all these civilizations, even when you're talking about Mexico, even when you're talking about Egypt, even when you're talking about Mali Songhay in Ghana, even when you're talking about Sumeria, you're talking about the Hindu Kush, the Indus Valley civilization, they all in the tropical zone. All in the tropical zone. And there ain't no white people can exist in no tropical zone. They there today because they didn't force themselves into them areas, but the earth is cleansing itself today. It won't be long. They won't be there no more. So you're going to see as Africa becomes 4 billion again, you're going to see that this color variation map, you're going to see that that darkness is going to creep all the way down to the south, all the way down to the north. Even Arabia is going to become black all the way because it's going to spill over. It's going to spill over, family. And the lands that was once under the control of Africa will again be under the control of Africa. Right here showing you 30 degrees north, longitude, latitude. 30 degrees north latitude, 30 degrees south latitude. 30 degrees north, 30 degrees south. Okay? And so, wait a minute, I got to be right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And so you see that these are the dominant areas. Look at that, the tropical zone. Even when you talk about the OMAC, you go over to the, then you come over to Egypt, then you come over to Nubia, then you come over to Awesome, then you come over to today what is known as Arabia, which was in the ancient world called Sheba, Ethiopia. Then you come over to the these is areas dominated by African people. Dominated by African people for hundreds of thousands of years before any foreigners came on the scene. Let me keep it moving. You're talking about, not a lot of people think about the resources of Africa, but you got to think about the animal resource, the food resources. You know what I'm saying? Africa got almost any kind of goddamn animal you can think of, into the hundreds of thousands, into the millions. You used to watch National Geographic and they will fly over Africa and you can see animals by the tens of thousands running in every goddamn direction. Until them beasts went over there and depopulated the damn continent. We talking about from north to south, east to west. No other continent has so many animals of international acclaim, whether it's the giraffe, whether it's the lion, whether it's the leopard, whether it's the zebra, the elephant, whether it's the rhinoceros, and there's so many more. You understand what I'm saying? And what we got to talk about, and I have to say this because this is going to be an extension of, the 7 mystic capitals of the Kushite Empire. And so I'm starting today with Mesopotamia. I just picked a number out the bag, and so I started with Mesopotamia. And so, but I still got to go to the source of all the civilizations, which is the Nile Valley. And so what we got to understand, even though they got that one river, that one lake, you see the criminally renamed Lake Victoria. And you see the Nile coming down into Egypt. You got to understand that the criminally renamed Lake Victoria is fresh water. And so you got the freshwater Great Lakes of Africa. That's fresh water. You got freshwater fish. But them Europeans then went over there and fucked up the ecosystem like they always do. Introduced fish that had nothing to do with that ecosystem, and they polluted and infected the original fish that was in the river. So we talking about fresh water. We talking about freshwater lakes. And this was one of the hubs of Africa in this is where it started. This is where the Nile Valley civilization is started, at the Great Lakes, because you got to understand you got everything you need at that point. You got fresh water, you got all the animals, and to the right of Lake Victoria is the Congo. This is what they call the Garden of Eden. Nowhere else on the planet where you have so much richness, not what's under the ground. We talking about what's above the ground. We talking about the Congo. We talking about the freshwater lakes. Them two jewels of Africa alone. Nobody else has those types of jewels. Okay, you got the Congo. You got rainforests in the Amazon. You got rainforests over in the South Pacific Asia, but you do not have the freshwater lakes. You don't have the type of rivers that go across the vast continent like Africa. Okay, you don't have that many rivers. You might got one river, two rivers. Africa got at least 25 major rivers that could take you from the south to the north, east to west, you understand, north to south. Okay, so we got all the highways that we need to get resources, you know, from the river aspect, but we still need the roads and we still need the train tracks to get, you know, to make Africa a universal continent, a national continent, or it is international. When you're talking about nations inside of the continent, you understand, intercontinental. Let me get that right. Not international, but intercontinental. Okay? Intercontinental. So we're looking at the, you know, here you go, the lake. You got Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi. You got Lake Kivu. Okay? You got Lake Turkana. You see what I'm saying? This is the great freshwater holy lakes of Africa. These is freshwater lakes. So just like you got the Great Lakes over here in North America, around Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lakes, what's the other? Lake Michigan. See, that's the largest freshwater lake system in the world. And this right here is the second largest freshwater lake system in the world. So, you know, not only do you have the rivers, which I'm going to show you, you got these lakes, you got the fish, you got the animals. We're not just talking about the precious minerals, which made our kings more wealthy than any other kings that been known on the planet. I seen this one video when they added up all the richest people in the world. They talk about the Rothschild today being so rich is unbelievable. But the video clearly said that Mansa Musa had more wealth than even the Rothschilds had today. You understand what I'm saying? But that show you that we got so many resources in Africa that's being pillaged today. You see what I'm saying? Let me keep it moving. Okay, so here you see the rivers, and now you see the Congo to the left of the rivers. You see Congo to the left of the rivers. The other way was to the right. So right here is to the left of it. You see all of the animals. You see the rivers that's lead. The Congo come up out of this freshwater lake system. The Nile come up out of this freshwater lake system. You see all the animals, and majority of the animals that was deified in Egypt came from the south. That's where they live. So that lets you know that the science, the veneration of these animals were venerated hundreds of thousands of years before Egypt was even a nation. The Africans brought that veneration down the Nile. Let me keep it moving. We already was here. Okay? And so as you see, the ancient trade routes between Egypt, Arabia, and India. You see what I'm saying? This is upside down. It should be right side up. Now, if it was right side up, you can see. Let me get to it. You can see how easily the Africans sail into these areas. Okay? They sail down into these areas, and that's why these areas are the oldest documented civilizations on every continent. Now, let's deal with this. I don't give a damn about none of them dates. Them dates is arbitrary. But the white man himself has already identified that Africa is the oldest continent on the planet. Anybody in their right mind could see that. If you look at all the massive monuments that is in Africa, there's no goddamn doubt. If you're thinking about how long it took to develop that damn knowledge, that Africa is the oldest, and then you just got to look at, when you're talking about a people, developing. Africa got all of the necessary food, water, you understand, air, herbs, every goddamn thing to develop. When you look at the elephant, when the elephant went into Asia, look how the motherfucker digressed. Motherfucker got a big bump on his head, ears short. Motherfucker don't even got tusks. If you look at the lion, when the Africans took the lion into Asia, his mane is smaller. He's a smaller cat. If you take an Asian lion and put it in Africa, that'll be the last time you see him, because them African lions will eat his ass because they much bigger. Their mane is bigger. When you go into Africa, the elephants got tusks. Them goddamn tusks can be damn near 15 feet long. So even when you're looking at Africa, West Africa was populated even before what you call the Middle East. Okay, we populated the whole of Africa before we even went into what would later be called Sheba, Ethiopia. It wasn't no Arabia, because it wasn't no Arab. It was Sheba, based on what we know of biblical term. So if you go in the Bible, that's Sheba, okay? That show you. And then when you go into Ethiopia today, you see the Queen of Sheba, because that was a terminology that was known to, identify Africa, Ethiopia. Okay, so I don't want to just, I want it to be clear that we populated the whole continent of Africa before we went anywhere. Okay, so even West Africa is older than Arabia. Okay, even West Africa is older than Arabia. And let's be clear that an East African is a West African, and a West African is an East African. Okay, I don't want no goddamn division in that. A South African and a North African, we didn't went into Africa so goddamn vast. We didn't went into other parts of Africa. And yes, we didn't, develop certain type of characteristics based on where we at in Africa, but we all come from the same mother. And then we went out into what is called Arabia, which in the ancient world was Ethiopia, an extension of Ethiopia. You look at Europe, you can see Europe is only like damn 20,000 years ago. And this is who giving you the goddamn numbers. So that right there should let you know how you gonna let a motherfucker that's only 20,000 years old tell you how old you is. That's the ridiculous, nigga. You don't let no child count your goddamn pockets like that, nigga. You gonna come up short like a mother. How much is this, baby? Oh, this just 2 cents. God damn it, that's damn near $20,000. The fuck you mean 2 cents? You know what I'm saying? So a child gonna always miscount the damn numbers. You see what I'm saying? You can look at Siberia, 30,000. You look at North America, 15,000 years. South America, 15 to 12,000 years. Then you go into damn Australia, it's 50,000 years. Now, if you look at Arabia and then you look at Australia and they both 50,000 years, how in the fuck Arabia gonna be 50,000 and Australia gonna be 50,000? It's gonna take more than goddamn that. How in the hell you gonna populate both of them areas at the same time unless you own a ship? Come on, family. We in this bitch today. We in this bitch today. How in the fuck you gonna get? How you gonna get to Australia 50,000 years ago and Arabia at the same damn time? And as you can see, India is in that same swoop. Is in that same, all of that. And the only way you're going to be able to populate all it, because you ain't going to walk, nigga. You're not going to walk. So all that talking about Africans walked and we walked, bitch, we ain't walked nowhere. Nigga, we was colonizing on ships. That's why even when you go into the temples of Africa, into Egypt, they always got an ark in the ship. Even you see Ra is on his celestial ark, sailing across the celestial Nile. You understand? Which they call the Milky Way. You understand what I'm saying? He's sailing across on the ark. You don't see so that's how we got to where we was, because Africa has so many rivers, we had developed ships and boats, goddamn it, 200,000-300,000, 400,000 years ago. Y'all got to quit letting these goddamn these infants. They ain't even infants, goddamn it, they fetuses. How the fuck you going a million-year-old God and you letting a fetus, a corrupt fetus, count your damn how ancient you is? You got to stop that. So that's why I'm showing you I'm already hitting on the Kushite origins. You understand? I'm already touching on, because if you go back here and the European is only populated 20,000 years ago, you know damn well ain't no Arab was there at 50, because you ain't even on the scene yet. Can you hear me out there? Can you talk to me? If I'm wrong, man, some motherfucking body tip. I know how to count. Nigga, I done been in the on this planet a long time, and I've been counting a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bad motherfucker when it comes to counting. I don't lose too many numbers. You know what I'm saying? I keep them numbers tight. You know what I'm saying? If anybody out there, I don't give a fuck what persuade. If you see the goddamn numbers, goddamn it, and you count them goddamn numbers right there, you tell me how the fuck, if you're Southern European, goddamn it, that's where the European come from. He did not, because his body type, his genealogical makeup, he can't come from that hot ass desert. So let's get it, you know, a grip on reality. You see what I'm saying? And so he did not originate there. So if man, and then if you're thinking about man coming out of Africa, by default, he had to be an African. When he left Africa, he didn't trip over the goddamn boundary line and then become something else. He went into the land masses as Africans, and they still there today as Africans. They did not develop into no Caucasian, no Indian or nothing, because they still there and they look exactly how they looked when they went in. So they didn't develop into nothing. Now, if the other people cannot figure out how they came to be, that's their goddamn fault. But what we do know is that they did not come out of Africa. There's no types historically, genetically, of any of those people come out of Africa. So all that shit talking about humanity came out of Africa is a misconception created so they can have some type of extension on Africa so they can validate how they raping the damn continent. Oh no. I'm on y'all head today. I'm on y'all head. Let me get some water. We about to get off into it, family. How we doing out there? Talk to me. All right. I ain't gonna even go to this. So as you see right here, for my peoples that's in the Bible, I hope y'all come, you listen. You don't have to throw the book away. It can be used to get people back here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no historical truth, but there is some truth that show you that these land masses were originally populated by African people. And it does show and prove who those people was that exterminated our people and seized the land. You cannot read the narrative and think it's factual. Okay, the narrative is not factual, but there is some truths within the book that will determine who the original peoples of this land were. Were we talking Canaan? Were we talking Arabia? Were we talking Egypt and Nubia? You understand what I'm saying? And we don't have to use it as primary reference, only reference to the point we know what you said before you told the next lie, okay? Because you had to clean this lie up, okay? We know that the land of Ham was a land of African people. That's what you said. But then when you went down there and found them goddamn tombs to show all the greatness of Ethiopia and Egypt and shit, you say, fuck that. I just said that the African never had no civilization. But then when we went down and saw Africans on the damn wall, they faces in gold, all these great monuments with their face, we got to change that. So they went in there, but this is the first lie they told, and it's a significant lie because they told the truth. Egypt is the brother of Ethiopia. That's what they said. Okay, and we got to understand, don't let the Ethiopian of today, understandably, we love you, but the Ethiopia of the ancient world was Sudan. Okay, let's be clear about that. The Ethiopian, when you historically talking about, and you go into the history book and it says ancient Ethiopia, it's not talking about the Ethiopia of today. That's the last extension of the Nubian Empire. The earliest parts of the Nubian Empire were what they termed the ancient Ethiopia was in Sudan. So don't let them niggas that's in the Bible in Ethiopia try to fool you because they got crackatosis. Okay, they got a lot of them got crackers, not everybody, but many of them got crackatosis, and I'm gonna talk about that. If you go to Ethiopia today, you can see they lighten up the damn faces. They got Caucasoid Jesuses in the Holy of Holies. Now I even put up a video on my Instagram where a sister, an Ethiopian, what am I? I'm looking for. She's a Reese. Okay, she was interviewing the head of the Ethiopian Coptic church, and he came out his mouth and said that the Israelites was white, and he the head of the damn church. So when you see, you can look at a lot of the Ethiopian paintings, they'll be dark, you know, on their bodies and shit, but when it comes to their face, it's a lot lighter than the rest of their body. That ain't nothing but skin lightener, but motherfuckers don't understand that. They skin lightening the damn paintings. So you can't go through. So when I say Ethiopia, I'm talking about Sudan. I'm talking about Nubia. And I'm going to put the facts up here, the documentation, to prove that that's who it is. So you're not fooled. So when you understand that Sudan was the brother of Ethiopia, and Sudanese mean pitch black, then if you the brother of Egypt, that means you the brother of Sudan. If Egypt the brother of Sudan, he must be pitch black. And Canaan was the brother of Egypt and Ethiopia, again, which was Sudan. So if Sudan is pitch black and Egypt is the brother of Sudan, which means he was pitch black, then that means the damn Canaanite had to be pitch black. I want to talk to y'all today. See, they told them lies too soon. And then when them white boys went up in them tombs and they found all them Africans with all that gold and all that graciousness, they say, God damn it, we got to change that. We got to change that. I want y'all to wake up to that. Let me keep it moving. If you're dealing with the tectonic plates, and I brought this out a long time ago, a lot of people didn't caught on to it, but the general was one of the first ones that brought this shit out. I didn't see nobody that had brought this out, that what you call today Israel is on the African plate. We're talking about the tectonic plate. So for you motherfuckers, just to show you that what today is called Arabia, which in the ancient world was an extension of Ethiopia, okay? You understand? When it broke away, you know, a lot of a lot of sinking went on in them areas. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the land, man. So a lot of valleys is up in there. That comes from the pulling away from, you know, the Arabian plate, pulling away from the African plate. But before that tearing away, it was one landmass. Okay, but that was long before, any populace was in there. Even that so-called Suez Canal was dug up in there. So as you can see, you can walk right out of Egypt into Arabia. Okay, and that's how we left the continent, going in that direction. So the first people to populate that area was African. Wasn't no fucking Hebrews, wasn't no fucking Arabians, wasn't no fucking Mesopotamians or nothing. It was purely African. That's just by default. That's just by default. When you understand this so-called, and I don't agree with any of the other races being a part of the African race. I don't believe that. I'm just dealing with how African people, originating in Africa, went and populated the rest of the world. And when we done that, it was no other peoples in the land. So it wasn't no Arabia, okay? It wasn't no damn Hebrew. That shit come much, much later. Those are nothing but lies to recreate the narrative, rewrite history, and put themselves in it. But when you go to the original history from African people, those people don't even exist. We're talking about probably for millions of fucking years before these people even come into existence. Where they come, I don't know. I hope their heirs go back real soon, okay? So when you're looking at, this is Sumer, you're talking about the earliest part of Babylon. And I'm going to read that to you where it talks about how it started in the south. And you see right there is right on the Persian Gulf. What is known today, it shows you that the Africans sailed in. Okay, even Ur of Chaldea, where Abraham is supposedly, we know he did not exist. But You know, he still added Ham to his name to show you that when they stole, they were still honoring the Africans. Even when they say Abraham, they didn't call the motherfucker Abraham. Now Ham supposed to be the cursed race. The Egyptians is the son of Ham. He's the cursed race. The Canaanites come from Ham. He's the cursed race. So if Abraham is the father of the goddamn Hebrew, why would God, and God named him that? He didn't name him Abraham. He named him Abraham. That show you right there that they were stealing from goddamn Africa. See, you got to pull back the veil. See, they're not going to tell you. See, this is what you call a cult. When they hide the truth behind some fictional characters and shit. Okay, so when you talking about Babylon, you see what I'm saying? And the crazy shit about it, you understand, it's looked at negatively. Why is that? Because when you go in the Bible, you will see that Nimrod was the son of Ethiopia. He was the nephew of Egypt. He was the nephew of Egypt and the son of Ethiopia based on the Bible. Now, you can go into them other crazy books. Well, I'm just going to deal with one crazy book, and that's the Bible. I can't deal with a whole lot of them crazy books. They don't want to deal with the one book they supposed to believe in. When they can't find they lie in that book, they'll run to another lying-ass book. So I'm going to stay in this because this the first lie. This the first goddamn lie. So you could even see Kish, which is Cush, was the first capital. Goddamn it, was the first capital of Sumeria. Okay, now the pyramid, you know, that's a lot of embellishment because there are no pyramids over there. They have mud mounds, no different than these goddamn Indians had over here, and show you that they were not on the level of the Nile Valley African. Even though these was our people, they did not have the scientific prowess or know-how, nor did they have the people population, nor did they, you know, they have even the geological resources, you know, because in Mesopotamia, it's nothing but a land of mud. And so that's why they built with mud, and that's why that shit is no longer standing today. Okay, let me keep it moving. Right there, you see Kish. You know, this is the earliest part of the mess. It came from the south. And if we go back, wait a minute. Let me bring this down so I could crush niggas. I need to be able to crush niggas. No, I'm going to just copy this motherfucker. So y'all can see it. Okay? Boom. So as you see, they sailed down just like they come down into Egypt. They came down. If you see the Arabian Sea, you see where the Persian Gulf is. If you sail up through the Persian Gulf, you see Iran and Iraq. And if you go to this map, you see that that's right there at the beginning of Mesopotamia, where the Africans sailed in. Okay? They sailed in from the top of Africa down, just like they came into Egypt from the top, they came into Mesopotamia from the top. They sailed in. And that's why you see the earliest aspect of the Mesopotamian civilization right there on the Persian Gulf. I want to talk to you today. And the same, wait a minute, am I over here? I could keep going. I want to get on into the depth of this. And so you see Cush Major, and then when you look over and you see Dedan, those are terminologies in the Bible. And Sheba, Dedan and Sheba, grandsons of Ethiopia, based on the genealogy of the Bible. Okay? See, these is lies they didn't want to tell. See, you got Hamitic, you got Shemitic, or Semitic, which come from Shem. Those are the Arab, those are the Jews. Okay? And it shows that the Hamitics, which are Africans according to the Bible, I don't give a goddamn about the narrative. I'm dealing with the fact that they told the truth that the Africans was in the land before they ass was in the land. That's what it's saying. Even so, you talking about from Arabia up to Iraq and Iran, even Canaan was a brother of Ethiopia. Nimrod was the son of Ethiopia. Okay, Egypt was the brother of Ethiopia. And I'm going to get to the definition. Even Midian land was Ethiopian, land of the wife of Moses. He took a wife from Midian. Okay, Kedar, which was the son of Ishmael. And a lot of people say Ishmael was an Arab. Goddamn lie based on the Bible. His mama took a wife from Egypt. His mother was Egyptian, and she took his wife from Egypt, which means his bloodline was damn near 3/4 African. So he didn't go to no damn Mecca like the Quran say. In the Bible, it says his mama, who was a Egyptian, took his wife from the land of Egypt. And I'm going to show you that. Okay, you don't have to deal with the narrative. The fact is that the Bible clearly states that all of this landmass was under African rule. And once you get back to the fact that he was only, and listen here. Wait a minute, let me go back here, and I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to come right back here. Just because I went to Europe and show you 20,000 years ago, that don't mean that the European. That's when we got there, okay? I just want you to understand that. That's when we got there. That ain't no goddamn European. They still ain't on the goddamn scene yet. They still ain't on the scene yet. They might be up in goddamn Siberia, but they ain't no, I don't see, that's when they came on this. But they didn't get down into those areas until goddamn near Alexander the Great. Damn near down there near, damn near 1,000. I mean, not even 1,000. You talking about damn near 300 years before BC. So they was up in them goddamn mountains is where the fuck they were. And then they start crashing down. Now, I believe it was because the ice age had receded. The ice had trapped their ass up in there. And then when the ice receded, then they began to pile down on all the civilizations around the world. So you got to understand that when you see 20,000 years ago, even in in Southern Europe, God damn it, that's not them, that's us. So I just want to bring that fact out. Let's bring that fact out. I'm going to get back to this. Keep moving, y'all. So you see right there, you see the Fertile Crescent from Sudan. You see Upper Egypt? See where Upper Egypt is at? I want y'all to see that map. See, that's Upper Egypt. That's the top, because the top is coming from the beginning of the Nile. The Nile is flowing from the south to north. When you get to Egypt, that's the mouth of the river. That's not the beginning. That's the mouth. So if you put it in this viewpoint, it gives the misillusion that the river is flowing from the Mediterranean down to South Africa. It's not. It's flowing from the highlands down to Egypt. Okay? And so you see Upper Egypt is in Sudan, and then Lower Egypt is down by the Mediterranean. So that proves right there from our viewpoint that when I show you the map this way, this is the way that our African people looked at it. I didn't just turn it upside down like that for some goddamn crazy reason, nigga. This is the African viewpoint, and everything else is on the bottom. And if you understand that, you will see how we sailed into all these damn civilizations. Okay, now look, looking at what they call the Zagros Mountains. You see the green strip. That's the boundary line, technically, between Africa and the Caucasus Mountains and what you call Eurasia. That's technically the map. You know what I'm saying? Because everything to the left of that, what you see is Iraq, and you see down there Kuwait. That's the Persian Gulf. That's where the Sumerian civilization. That technically is all a part of Africa. That's Northeast Africa, with them Zagros Mountains being the boundary line. That's the boundary line. You see the Zagros folded zone, okay? And up in there, you'll see the car. And even though our people went on the other side of them mountains, and they did do that, you understand? But when you're talking about the land, you know, the type of land, Iraq and, you know, Syria and all that is very similar to Egypt, okay? It's on the same level. And then when you get to the mountains right there, that's technically the boundary line between Africa and the rest of the land mass. We're talking, you know, we were the first to populate that area. Let me go on here. You'll see it again. Let me come back. You'll see up there the Zagros. See all the mountains? And then you look at Assyria, you look at Babylon and all of that. You see that's the same type of land as Africa. You got some mountains in Sinai, but technically that's African land. And them people came from beyond them mountains. They were not from the land. Africans populated the land that y'all know today as Mesopotamia, damn near tens of thousands of years, possibly hundreds of thousands of years before any Arab or European even entered that land. So they were never known as Mesopotamia. They were never known as Babylon, Babylonia, Sumer. These are biblical names. And I'm only giving you these names so you can have a guideline to what, what areas we talking about. See, we done lost the knowledge of what these lands were called when we were in control of them. But the Bible, based on the Bible, and everybody is familiar with the Bible. So when I say Mesopotamia, Assyria, Babylon, so you can understand geographically what I'm talking about. Okay? Again, I'm showing land of Ham. Ham means black, and I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to show you that Nimrod, who was the son of Ethiopia, who is the son of Ham. Nimrod is the great. All of that terminologies mean black. And that's why they vilified Nimrod. That's why they made Nimrod evil. You hear all these crazy ass stories of Nimrod and Tammuz and all. Nimrod is a figure in the Bible. Outside of the Bible, all them other fucking stories have been created. If it wasn't in the Bible was the first lie. That was the first. Then they had to create and embellish the lie. Okay, so any stories outside of the Bible were embellished lies. So they made all these, talking about Nimrod was with his mama and all this shit and just to vilify Ethiopia. That's why you see Kish, that's Cush, okay? That's Cush. And you see where Abraham is supposed, and understandably, his name, he was Abram. And then they added Ham, Abraham. God added and said, your name will be Abraham. God damn it, why would he add an extension to this man's name of a cursed race? See, that was them, veiling the fact that they were stealing from Africa any goddamn way. Just like a man, when you join Islam, you take on Muhammad and this, that. You join Christianity, you take on a Christian name. And when he joined whatever goddamn religion, he took on an African name to show that he venerated the African. He never existed, but the thieves venerated Africa. And they wanted to be connected to Africa any which way they could. That's just like how they'll talk so bad about the African woman, and then you could go right up in these white churches and they got a black Madonna in this. It's the same. They will vilify black. You understand? When they will vilify the color black and say it means evil and this, that, and the third. And you could go right up in every church. You can go to the Vatican right now. Even St. Peter is sitting up in the St. Peter's Basilica. He's a black Peter. You go to any Catholic church on this goddamn planet, and if you pull back the veil, they got a black Madonna and child in the most holy of holies. So this is how they do. They're vilified to you, but when you pull back the veil, you will see that they honor and worship you. Okay, again, showing you Kish is Cush. Abraham came from the most southern regions of Babylonia, Cush. So even if he did exist, he wasn't no Peckerwood. Okay, he couldn't have been. Not down in, that's in the tropical zone. So we knocking them out the box. So ain't no white Jew or no other, you know what I'm saying? And so even if they were a people that live in that area, based on the geography and just based on human migration, African migration into these lands, who were the original colonizers of the land, they had to be African, not Hebrew, not Arab, not none of that, not Indian, none of that. That shit is yesterday. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. You looking at, these supposed to be the sons of Noah. You understand what I'm saying? You see how they venerate Shem, they venerate Japheth. Okay, but then when this is a white publication, but then when they get to curse Ham, then you see Mizraim, which is Egypt. Then you see Canaan, and then it said father of Egypt and all enemy nation of God's people. You see Cush is also considered evil. You see Nimrod is also consider evil. You see Sidon and Heth, which are the sons of Canaan, considered evil and, you understand, and corrupt. Okay, and then you see Nimrod, right up under Nimrod, father of Babylon, first cursed master mason. See, because he was able to build something you motherfuckers wasn't able to build, and you had to, vilify. You understand what I'm saying? You see Assyria. He's the father of Assyria, proving that they know that we were in that land as Ethiopians hundreds of thousands of years before there was any biblical garbage on the planet. But they created these individuals to control the narrative. I'm not validating any of them. The Nimrods, the Cushes, the Hams, the Mizorenes are created characters to control the narrative. Okay, to control it, just like the Catholics created saints to control Yule, control Odin, and all that. That was before them. Them is created characters to control the narrative. Okay. Now, this is coming out of the People's Bible Encyclopedia. I'm gonna keep it moving. I know I'm reaching damn near into 8:30. I'll probably go to 9 and I'm gonna cut out. I probably been and got most of the information in by that time. Okay, what does it say? Cush, Mizoram, and Punt were the progenitors of the tribes that people Africa. And Canaan became the father of those that principally occupied Phoenicia and Palestine. See, they're coming from the white boy. They're coming from this 1924, the People's Bible Encyclopedia. Okay, it says Glasser has identified the Cam or Ham of the biblical races with the Amu, worshippers of Am, of the Egyptian inscription. The name of Ham alone of the three sons of Noah, if identification be correct, is known to have been given to a country. See right there. See what I'm saying? Listen to me. Let me come out right quick. I'm gonna work out real quick. See, when you go to the children of Ham, Ethiopia, Cush, Canaan, Punt, they already nations. You see, when you call out the Semitic, Abraham, Joshua, they individuals. They never reach nationhood until they seize that shit from Canaan. See? But Japheth, if you read his bloodline, even when you talk about Sheba, they already nations. That's showing you something. See, they how in the fuck y'all come off the ark at the same time, and these people's is nations and building goddamn pyramid, soon they come off the goddamn boat, and you niggas walking around in the fucking desert for the next 2,000 years looking for a nationality. I want y'all to wake the fuck up. That's, you know how you try to put on your big brother clothes? You understand what I'm saying? Or better yet, Baby Huey. When you see Baby Huey, it's a big ass baby, and he got on some tight shit. He about to bust out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did to Africa. The narrative is too small to put on Africa. So when you look at Baby Huey, that motherfucker weighed damn near 400 pounds, big old baby, and got on some little shit in his arms and his legs and his shit, about to bust out the shit. See, you trying to put a little outfit on a giant, and you cannot do that. So even when you look at that, when you look at the children of Noah, we know that we know the narrative is garbage. But look, because when you lie, you leave crumbs. And that was one of the lies. You can see the crumbs that they left. All of the Hametics are nations already thriving as a nation, and the Japheth and that damn Shem is walking around in the desert for the next 2,000 fucking years looking for a nationality. They never had a nationality, a nation, until they stole it from damn the Canaanites. Even when Abraham supposedly lived in Ur Chaldea, that was Nimrod nation. The Cushites, the Ethiopians. Look at that. Look at that, family. Dropping jewels tonight. See, you shouldn't have went out there drinking that goddamn Paul Masson and shit. You should have got your ass in here and got this wisdom so you can grow. And you could take this right here and run, go do your research. I guarantee you, you're going to grow tonight. If you on this motherfucker here, anybody, I'm going to start having rebuttals. Bitch, bring it on. I'm going to have a rebuttal for that. It's just rebuttals. Nigga, bring it on. Bring it on, goddammit. I'm going to be knocking you motherfuckers down like domino. I'm going to be like them goddamn, when you go to the goddamn circus and shit, and you take the bean bag, and I'm going to be dropping them motherfuckers. Boom, boom. Motherfuckers going to be dropping. You see what I'm saying? I'm ready for you, family. So that's another indicator to show you that they created them individuals to try to control the narrative. But they left too many crumbs that a real researcher like the general just peep all their lies and shit. All right, let me get back to this. Let me get back to this, family. Because I'm showing y'all, we done already proven, based on the goddamn migration, that is African. But I'm about to, let me go on down. Let me go down the line. I'm going to work out to 10. And I'm going to let y'all go. That's a half an hour. Let me have this half an hour. Because the information going to be powerful to the left. And if I got anything left over from that point, then I'll carry it on into the, but I got some powerful shit tomorrow. I got about, listen to me, I already got the titles lined up. I got about 20 high-powered videos that I'm going to be dealing with. Stay with the general. I'm telling, fuck the rest. Stay with the general. I guarantee you, by the end of this, my students will be greater than most motherfucking PhDs out here. That's how I judge myself. That's how I judge myself, by y'all. So I'm not here just to, you know what I'm saying, by my African family out there, my students. If you stay here, I guarantee you, it would be no way they could, if we all just got on a goddamn platform together and we went in together, they would not be able to deal with us at all. As a community, we would be crushing their ass. They got one motherfucker. We gonna get, bitch, we don't, motherfucker, I'll take one of my students, nigga, and get that nigga. My student. That's what I want out of y'all. I want master students that got such a command of this information that they don't even want one of my students to open up their mouth. Because there's going to be drama that they cannot deal with. Let's step on back up into this damn lecture. Let's step back on up into this motherfucking lecture. Don't go no motherfucking way. You're not rocking with the best. Not rocking with the best. Because we about to deal with some up. Hold on, family. Let me get some water. Hold just a second. Let me get some cold water. And we're going to rock this last half an hour. We're going to rock this last half an hour. We're about to rock this shit. Let me use the bathroom quick. All right, family, I'm back. I'm black again. I'm black again, y'all. I'm black again. Let me go on and rock out, y'all. This is going to be the hardest. I'm going to build hard on this last half an hour. Okay. All right, let's go to the next. This right here coming out another Christian encyclopedia. I have it for you tomorrow. What does it say? Ham, okay, which is the father of Ethiopia, father of Egypt, the father of Canaan. And Punt, what does it say? Ham or Cham, burnt, swarthy, black, okay? The youngest son of Noah. One day when Noah had drank wine, Ham perceived his parent lying in his tent with his person exposed. Man out, supposed to be the man of God, he's drunk and fell out, which he ridiculed. When Noah, when he awoke and was informed of his sin, said, "Cursed be Canaan," okay? A servant of servants shall he be to his brethren. Okay? Ham was father of Cush, Mizraim, Punt, and Canaan. And you see, if you go down the line, they curse every last one of them. They cursed Cush. You can read about that. I deal with the genocide of the African tribes later. Okay, they cursed Cush. That's why they cursed Nimrod. Okay, they cursed Mizraim. You got the 12 plagues of Egypt. Oh, evil Pharaoh. Oh, evil Pharaoh. Oh, evil Pharaoh. We can't even venerate one of the greatest kings of, lineage of kings of all time, because they done cursed it. You know what I'm saying? And so it is believed that he had, what it say, Africa for his inheritance, and that he peopled it, but he dwelt in Egypt. Africa is called the land of Ham in several places of Psalm. That's very key, because Egypt was called the land of Ham twice. Okay, now when we go back to the top, it says Ham or Cham, burnt, swarthy, black. So which means if Ham is burnt, swarthy, black, and Africa, and better yet, Egypt is the land of Ham, then that means Egypt is burnt, swarthy, black. Okay, which Ethiopia, when you say Ethiopia, Cush, Ethiopia means burnt face. Okay, so if Nimrod, son of Ethiopia, burnt face, nephew of Egypt, burnt, swarthy, black, grandson of Ham, burnt, swarthy, black, then that means that Nimrod was burnt, swarthy, black. Okay, and if Abraham lived in the land of Nimrod, burnt, swarthy, black, then his ass was burnt, swarthy, black too, even though we know he didn't exist. Okay, but how in the hell you gonna live up in a land of Ethiopian people unless you are Ethiopian your damn self? So they done stole the narrative from our people. These thieves wanted our land, and they created a God figure to curse us. See, that's why we got to deal with the God deception. You see, a lot of you niggas want to talk about God, and this goddamn God been more vicious on us than any motherfucker in existence. A God that will condone these people, and he commanded them to commit genocide. And once you understand what I'm teaching you today, then when we go into the genocide of the Hamites, the Canaanites, and so on, you're going to see that this God commands these people to wipe us out. No, don't leave one. Don't leave one. And many of them say that that command is still valid today. So you got to deal with this God shit. You got to deal with it. Let me keep it moving. Okay, we done. We did. Okay, here you go. This is this is Psalms. I got to get to Psalms, but Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. Okay, I'll get to this is Psalm, but I'll get to chapter, and then I believe it's the same chapter. Okay, in 26:27, he sent Moses his servant and Aaron, whom he had chosen. They show his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. He talking about the 10 plagues of Egypt. And so here is called the land, Egypt is called the land of Ham. And if we go right here, Ham, he dwelt in Egypt, burnt, swarthy, black. Okay, we understand that Egypt is burnt, swarthy, black. Okay, so when this is a genealogical table of Ham and his sons, you see Ethiopia, which is Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabata, Ramah, Sabachia, Nimrod, and Sheba. You got Seba, which is the Sabaeans. You got Nimrod. You got Sheba coming from Cush. And I'm going to get to the definition of Cush to validate that it's Ethiopia. Then you got Egypt, and then you got Canaan, and then you got, which Sidon and Heth and Jezebite and all of that. That was the tribes where the so-called Hebrews went in there, Israelites, and committed genocide. They even went into Egypt and stole and goddamn the 10 plagues of Egypt. And then you go into Ethiopia with the curse of Nimrod. Okay, and then even in which one is it? Ezekiel, where it talks about the Ethiopians will be carried off into slavery with their buttocks out in chains and shit. So they cursed all of the African tribes in the Bible. So that's an indicator that they knew that Ethiopia, Egypt, Canaan were all of the African race, and that was the reason why they cursed them. If they thought that Egypt was white, if they thought that the Canaanites were white, if they thought that the Ethiopians were white, they would have never cursed them the way that they did. That's another goddamn crumb that they dropped. Let me keep it moving. So even when you talk about the Indus Valley civilization, you see where it started. It started right there before you even go into Persian Gulf. To go, let me bring it over. Let me bring that down so I can make that killer. Let me make that killer. Let me bring both of them. Let me bring both of them. See how nigga just go in and just do astronomical shit. He say, God damn, this nigga creating the motherfucker on right there in front of my eye. Look at this. So when I talk to you about them coming down the river, so you see how they come into, you see Oman, you see Yemen, okay? You see Saudi Arabia, okay? When you come around that curve of Oman, that's the Arabian Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Channel of Hormuz, okay? Now, if you keep to the left, right there, that's the Indus Valley. You see what I'm saying? And that shows you that the Africans sailed down, and the first place that they landed was the south of all of them damn cultures. And that's where the original culture started. You see right there, the Hindu Kush. Okay, you see the Hindu Kush right there in India, and you can come right over here and see Kush right there in Mesopotamia. God damn it, if you come right over to Africa, you see Kush Major. You see Ethiopia. Now let me keep going. Now it says, and the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabata, Ramah, Sabachia, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. Okay, so let me come over here. Nimrod. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh, and in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh and the city Rehoboth, and Kala. Okay, now let me show you what that, and that is pretty much not just the southern, but also the northern. To show you, but they telling you it started in the south and it went north. Okay, let me take this to bring it down. So we can verify that it went from south to north. We got to verify that. I'm gonna bring this one right here. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this one right here. What it say in the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, okay? And so when you come over here, that's Babylon, okay? That show you it started in the south, okay? You come back here, it says, out of that land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh, okay? Now, so when you come over here, you see that Assyria and Nineveh is at the top. If you go all the way to the top, so you see that it came from the south and it moved north. Can I talk to y'all today? That's the same way that the civilization of the Nile developed, okay? From the south to the north. If you go back over to Indus Valley, it started from the south and moved to the north because the peoples was coming down up out of Africa into those lands, selling into them land masses. Okay, that's hard goddamn body, family. Let me go back. Let me keep it moving because I'm almost reaching my time. I want to get to my point. Okay, now this is coming out that same Christian encyclopedia. We talking about Kush. I want to prove to you that Kush is Sudan. Now this coming out the white boy book. What does it say? Land of Kush. The name of Cush was derived from Egypt. To the Egyptians, Cash denoted the districts south of the first cataract, inhabited for the most part by races of Nubian origin. White boy shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said Cush was inhabited for the most part by races of Nubian origin. Okay? Because that means Nimrod was a Nubian. That means Sheba, which was the son of Cush, Ethiopia, was Nubian. All right, Cash, listen to it. Not the Ethiopia of today. Listen to what they say. Cash or Cush was the Ethiopia of the classical geographical. And in the tablets of Tel Amarna, it is called Kasi. In the later inscriptions, later Assyrian inscriptions, the name is written Kushi, and in the form of the name which we find in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, however, the name has a much wider signification than it had either in Egypt or Assyria. Okay? Right there, they show you that the Assyrian at the top of Iran and Iraq was Nubian. It embraces not only the African Kush or Cash of the Egyptian monument, but it also the southern coast of Arabia. Okay? Before there was an era, it was Kush. Okay? We heard niggas tonight. Let me keep it moving. Okay? Now, wait a minute. Is Ethiopia. I need to read that Ethiopian part. It's Ethiopian. Then I'm going to get off into some of these. I might have to extend this, family. Because I need to read that Ethiopian part. I need to read that Ethiopian part before I get off. I need to read the Ethiopian part before I get off into that. Here you go. Here you go, right here. I need to read this. Same book. What does it say? Ethiopia, Kush. See, Kush. Understanding that it's Kush, country of burnt faces, lying to the south of Egypt, corresponding to what is now called the Sudan. Okay, not up. They just renamed that. So when you're talking about the ancient Ethiopia, when you go in the Bible and it's talking about, and the Garden of Eden and all of that, they talking about Sudan. Okay, the country of the blacks. It was known to the Hebrews, Isaiah 8:1. So the name Cush, what's that? That's the what version? The authorized version. That's the AV, authorized version, Ethiopia. So coming up out the Hebrew is Cush. The authorized version of the King James is Ethiopia. Is found in the Egyptian Kish, evidently applied to the same territory. Sudan. Okay? So when you're talking about Nimrod coming up is the son of Ethiopia, Cush, they talking about the Sudan. That's hard body, man. That's hard motherfucking body right there. And so when you talking about the brother of Ethiopia, they talking about the burnt-faced Sudanese. So I want to stress that because some of them niggas up in Ethiopia, today's Ethiopia, painting the faces white, they ain't got no authority to do that because they not the ancient Ethiopia that's found in the inscriptions of the ancients. It was the Sudanese. So I'm putting their ass in check quick. Like you in check, nigga, you in checkmate. To be for real, you in checkmate. The name of Cush, authorized version, Ethiopia, is found in the Egyptian Kish, evidently applied to the same territory. In one passage in the description of the Garden of Eden, listen to this, an Asiatic Cush or Ethiopia must be intended. See, they couldn't take it. They could not fucking take it. It don't make no difference if it's Asiatic Kush or Ethiopia because we've already understood that the Asiatic Kush is Nimrod and that Nimrod is the son of Ethiopia, Kush anyway, so you ain't gonna run from that. Okay, and I'll get on that tomorrow. This is this lecture too long to do in one day. This is gonna be a part 2. I ain't even gonna get to the visual. As y'all can see, this wasn't them wasn't the visual. Let me read out. In all other passages, the words Ethiopia and Ethiopian, with one possible exception, the Arabs that were near the Ethiopians, which means the Nimrod, Sheba. That's why when you see in the Bible the Arabians that were, and the word is in a different print to let you know the word means that they were the same. When you say were near, not near as far geographically, but near in phenotype and culture. That's why that was a significance right there. The Arabians that were near the Ethiopians, 2 Chronicles 21:16, which may refer to the Arabians opposite Ethiopia, may be safely considered to mean an African country and people or people. That's a damn shame. Let me come out. Now, I want y'all to see that I was just getting to the vision. So I ain't got to that yet. So we're going to have a part 2. Let me come out. Let me come out. I'll be wondering, why did the ancestors put me on the road to do this? You know what I'm saying? I laugh. I laugh because I'm going to prove to motherfuckers how many sciences I done mastered by the end of this year. Areas of the world I done mastered. I ain't saying I'm fumbling or nothing. Nigga, I'm talking about mastery. Nigga, I'm gonna go across this world and rock your motherfucking mind. You gonna be like, this nigga Seti right here. I'm gonna grow this community up this year. Y'all niggas gonna be triple promoted by the end of the year. My family gonna be triple promoted. And like I said, y'all gonna be dominated. I need, when I go out there and I do what I do, when y'all come in the comments and hold me down, and my students is not just, if you don't know right now, I'm gonna get you up to speed. But I got many students out there that in themselves, I know they rocking motherfuckers world out in the community of what they know. So I salute my family out there that's growing and studying the master. Always honoring the master. I'm gonna do a great tributes to all the masters this year. I'm doing great tributes to all the masters. I got to reintroduce the masters to the family out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna most definitely be doing a great tribute to the masters out there. So and going and having book reviews, because I can't get off this planet without reintroducing y'all to all them books. Even if we only go in a little bit and y'all go read them, and I highlight the major, things in it that I know, but to read, and y'all got to read. I'm gonna put out a masterful book list this year. I know people been talking, but I'm gonna put it out this year, and y'all get that book list, and y'all get the book. But after that, I expect y'all to be field researchers. We got 10 more minutes, family. I expect y'all to be field researchers. I advise you right after this to go and do research on what I said, and I guarantee you shit'll start popping in your goddamn head that I didn't even teach today. It'll connect. This the time to do it. Get your notebook out. Every time I said it, get your notebook out. Get your shit, write that shit, and go do at least a half an hour, or 10 or an hour research after this, and see how much your own spirit will open up and show you shit. I'm telling you this. Do that for yourself and grow. And as you grow inside, and say, what? Don't just get knowledge. Don't just get wisdom and knowledge, get understanding. See, understanding is when you work that shit out for yourself. And you say, well, goddamn, this nigga telling the truth. See, when you work it out for yourself, that's how you get understanding. And that's how you can really teach. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad and come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Because I didn't even get to the damn slide. I was trying to warm y'all up so when y'all see the damn slide, y'all, it's going to be even more powerful. The slides are going to be even more powerful tomorrow now that we got the prerequisite of understanding that this is all Africa anyway. And when you see the slides tomorrow, most definitely, you ain't nobody gonna be able to lie to you ever again about Mesopotamia, the Bible. Again, let me go over that so you understand that all of the biblical characters are only created characters to control the narrative of African history that existed before they came on the planet. And they want to control us. But again, go in the Bible and I'm do that and do that research and show and look at the sons of Ham, look at the sons of Shem, and look at the sons of Japheth. And all the sons of Ham are the names of nations. And all the rest of them motherfuckers is just individuals floating around in the desert. Now ask yourself, if they came off the boat together, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, how did the Hermetics jump into nationhood? You understand what I'm saying? And then the crazy shit about it, Egypt had to go directly into building pyramids. How the fuck did you come off the boat and go to building when it would have taken damn near 250,000 years to develop the knowledge to build a pyramid? And then y'all would have had to wait so many thousand. Do you know what a flood? You ever seen that motherfucking tsunami over there? I was just doing that research. Look at that soon, and I'm gonna deal with that. You see how the earth be looking after that motherfucking tsunami come through? It be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So imagine the world flooding and what the fuck this planet would have looked like when that shit receded. Man, this motherfucking planet would have been fucked up for a long motherfucking time. Family, I'm going to get black with y'all tomorrow. I'm going to come earlier because I'm already warmed up. We're already on this subject. So I know tomorrow is Saturday. So I'm going to get with y'all early. I hope I can get with y'all early enough where if y'all doing something in the day, the latter part of the day, y'all can go on and do what you do. Come get your lesson, 2 hours, take that time out. Get that wisdom, family. Take that time out, get that wisdom. Grow. I love you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for the birthday wishes. This was my birthday present. Teaching my family. I love you. Black Power. Just the generalseti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. African, ancient Egyptian, Black Power. Boom.